Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Got an interesting video here. Destructive News Network, news no matter how destructive, and we're going to be reporting and talking about violence across the country in urban metros typically run by Democrats pushing liberal policies, new age DAs pushing catch and release programs, talking about Sunman communities and how it all is connected. So thieves rob coffee shop customers at gunpoint in Queens. So let's take a look at the story here. Let's go.
Sitting outside at a Queens coffee shop, robbed at gunpoint in broad daylight.
Yeah, Fox 5 Stephanie Bertini live outside the Under Pressure Espresso Bar in Astoria where this terrifying incident took place. Steph.
It's the kind of thing you almost got to see to believe. Right out here on this sidewalk in front of the coffee shop where it all happened.
This is Queens.
Gun and two guys went up to...
So we got a scooter. We got two guys on a scooter. You know the scooter's stolen. New York has a big problem with these scooters, and it is not the people that are buying and owning them legally. It is the people or the Sun teens that are running around with illegal firearms, stealing them, and then going to later use them in crimes. And the police kind of just, doing very little about it.
Two men who clearly were not expecting this type of thing.
Of course you're not.
This is video from a nearby survey.
And there we go. New York, the state of New York City, the people there by law are not allowed to defend themselves. The people there by law are not allowed to have firearms and carry them on their person. You can only get a concealed carry permit if you are a celebrity and a millionaire and can show reasons why you need a gun, because that's how a right works in the state of New York. You have to ask permission. If you were to do this thing, if you were to violate these laws, they would destroy your life, your family. You would lose your job. You would have to go into a violent, gang-infested jail, Rikers Island, and have your life destroyed as you know it. Probably become a victim of assault, sexual assault. But if you are of the criminal element, if you are of the Sun team, then nothing happens to you, actually. You can walk around with a Glock or an SR9 or SR40 with an extended magazine, all of which are illegal, all of which these people are in illegal possession of and are using to commit heinous crimes in the middle of the day against people that are everyday citizens. This isn't gang violence. This isn't gang on gang. This has nothing to do with COVID. This is just the culture in New York given to us by the elected officials that the people of New York vote for. So I don't feel bad for them at all. I don't, sit here and show sympathy and shed a tear for these people, because this is the environment that these people built. And they're proud of that until there's a gun shoved in their face, until there's a bullet passing through their body. And then they pass on to the afterlife. So let's keep on watching. But that's an extended magazine.
Surveillance camera. Police say the male victims were approached by these two men who pulled up on a motorcycle. One pointed the weapon, as you can see in the video, and police say they demanded the victims hand over their property. Now, according to people,
they're just walking on by. I love how they keep saying, oh, this crass or brazen, this unsuspecting, this you have to be there and see it to believe that it's happening. If that's all true, then why do people in New York see these things happening and they just continue to just keep on walking by like, oh, yeah, it happens pretty much every day, so I'm not even really worried about it anymore. They're pretty desensitized to these brazen crimes that they keep trying to sell to us.
Who were out here, everybody taken by surprise by this kind of thing. People who frequent the coffee shop, the Under Pressure Espresso Bar here on 31st.
They didn't even grab a cell phone, lift it up to call the police or anything. They just got out of the line of the shooting, put objects in between them, in the activity, which is good on their part. They at least have situational awareness to know that it ain't got anything to do with them, and to get to safety as quickly as possible without hurting yourself or making a huge scene or drawing attention to yourself. So in that vein, very, very good thing that they did, but they're probably not going to call the police. They're just going to go about their life as always, because this isn't as brazen as the news networks make it out to be. This is quite common. This stuff happens all the time.
Street in Astoria, totally shocked still.
I was shocked. I was scared.
What is up with these necklaces?
I love this place.
What's going on with these? What is that? It's like the hand. It's upside down. It's got the thing in the middle. We've seen another person in a story that we did have that same charm on their necklace. What is that?
Shock. I was scared to come here, but I love this place. Like, I love coffee here and I love service here.
Do you
but
like dying there?
What happened? I was like, who is that, guys?
This happened on Wednesday around 3:15, according to police. Right now, police
Noisy
still
old
looking
New
for
York.
the two responsible. I'm reporting live in Astoria. I'm Stephanie Bertini, Fox 5 News, sending it back to you in the studio.
All right, Stephanie, thank you.
Chief Human Resources Officer.
All right, so that's that. Let's take a look at the comments and see what people are talking about. This is happening more and more often lately. Crooks are becoming very brazen. There goes that word again. Need to carry so you can take care of them. You're not allowed to carry there, and you probably never will carry, not in New York City, LA, and San Francisco. If the goal is to live in fear, then the laws are perfect. Criminals have all the rights in automatic guns. Innocent people have nothing. That person gets it. You would think that it's all set up on purpose to work exactly the way that it's working. This was the plan from the beginning, to cause the normal everyday people to live in fear, vote for them over and over again, so that the wealthy and the managing the ruling class continue to live in luxury and never get affected by any of this crime, never be removed from office. It's perfect. It's the Democrat way, as this person states right here. Who says because some idiot in office says we can't? Yeah, okay. You get almost no time for carrying. No. The criminals get no time for carrying. If you're a working person, they'll chew you up. I would rather take the L and pay a fine than get caught lacking any day. You're not going to take an L and pay a fine. You're going to go to prison if you, as a normal person, carry a firearm. I promise you, you are not going to get released on ROI. You're not going to get a signature bond. You're going to go to prison. You are going to get locked up. So do not sell yourself that fantasy. They know who the criminals are, and they know who the regular people are. If you're a regular person and you violate the laws that they put in place for you, they are going to put the full weight of the system on you. They release the criminals. They aren't going to release you. Why not rather carry one than be carried by 6? You're going to be carried by 12, and then you'll be carried by 6. Get out of that city is the best option. Why would you risk your freedom to live in New York City? Just leave the New York City. Leave that state. New York is Venezuela. Because it did what for the kids in Uvalde? What? Kids in Uvalde didn't have guns. They're kids. They're not allowed to carry guns. I don't know what that response doesn't make any sense. But it's illegal. I wonder how the criminals can even think to break the law like that. Law-abiding citizens are not doing well to prevent such crimes. No, because the people in New York are wimps. We've already talked about that. It would dry up quick, though, after the initial bloodbath. They're not brolic like that. Normal law-abiding citizens in New York are soft. They just talk tough. They're actually soft. This is not about guns. The reason there is such a high crime in New York City is because as long as the criminals do not kill or very seriously injure their victims, that's a lie because they wouldn't get any time if they did. If arrested by police, the DA and the judges most likely will let them get out back on the streets. They'll let them get back out on the streets even if they did severely injure someone or kill someone. That's the problem. Seems like the governor's gun laws are working perfectly. The unarmed victims stood no chance against criminals who were armed. She's doing a great job. Applaud. I say the same thing. I don't feel bad for people of New York. This is what they wanted. If you wanted to be victimized, they've done a great job of making the laws and setting up the political landscape for that to happen to them. Good job, New Yorkers. I don't feel bad. I'm not outraged. I'm not fighting for New Yorkers' rights to get guns. That's on the people of New York that want to decide that. And they've decided it. They want the criminals to have firearms and weapons and automatic pistols, machine guns, machine pistols. They have that stuff. The citizen that votes has nothing. Those St. George murals and statues continue to inspire those fine, upstanding citizens, feeding off the defenseless, upholding stereotypes every day. Those two guys weren't robbed. They were culturally enriched. The funniest part is it happened right across the street from Tiffany Cabin's office, a city council member who pushed the police defund movement. Yeah. If you let more than just the cops and robbers have guns, this would be less of a problem. They don't want that, man. Shocking. Unarmed citizens. Who would think? I like these stories better than the criminals are shot and either crippled or made room temperature. What? Oh, he likes the stories better when the criminals are shot. What's wrong with these guys? Don't they know guns are illegal in New York City? Sarcasm. Haha, good one. Yep. So our pepper sprays. Yeah, you can't even have pepper spray in New York. They outlawed it. Yep. Yeah, for the soft ones and the criminals. Yeah, they outlawed it. Yep. You can't even order it from geriatrics catalogs. They won't ship to New York. Yeah. The whole state hope you're not there. Sheer lunacy. Yeah, there's no separate laws for New York State and New York City. Yeah, they outlawed pepper spray. You can't even have pepper spray in New York. When I tell you these laws are created so that the criminals can rob you, I'm telling you, that is what is going on. Their laws are literally set up so that the criminals can abuse the people that follow the laws. That is how the state is set up. Literally, line for line. You people are like, you need to carry mace. You can't carry mace. It's illegal. They'll throw you in jail if you have mace. They'll throw you in jail if you have pepper spray. They'll throw you in jail if you have a gun. But if you're a criminal, a lifelong criminal, you get to rob and rape and assault all you want to. And when they get arrested, they let them out on a signature bond the same day. But if you do it, you get sentenced. You go straight to Rikers Island. You get a court date and you get punished. It is by design, and people keep living there. That's why it's a big joke. It's actually insane to me. And then they defend it. Going, oh, they'll say stupid things like, oh, it didn't help the kids in Uvalde. So one incident where there's children that were also in a gun-free zone, defended by just the police and not their community, ended up bad. And that's the only case they got. That's their only response, because they're poor and defenseless and stuck in the city. But I don't want to keep you too long on this one. Make sure you hit that like, hit that share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.